Nick Boles, Minister for Skills.
Nick, can you tell us about functional skills from your speech at AELP?
Yes, I think that what we have all realised is that in the future there are going to be very, very few jobs that do not require a command of written and spoken English and of maths. Those jobs may have existed in the past, they're just not going to exist in 20 years' time. So we have a deep responsibility to ensure that every young person acquires that mastery of English and maths. But they're not all of them going to be able to get it through a GCSE. If they can, we should encourage them to, and if they just miss the C grade, we should encourage them to have another crack. But if they have failed the GCSE after many years of schooling, we do need to be able to find new ways of helping them gain that mastery of English and maths. Functional skills, I think, is the way to do it, but we've got to make sure that this is a qualification that is consistent, that everybody can respect, and that has a brand that has some value out there. It's a bit like a currency. Unless people believe the currency has a value, it has no value. And I don't at the moment sense that many young people are going home and saying to their mum, isn't it great, I got my functional skills. So we need to make it a qualification that has a real value alongside GCSE so that every young person can gain that mastery of English and maths. I think that what we've observed is that we do not yet have a situation where there is enough high quality advice and guidance being given to young people at the key early stages when they're making choices about GCSEs and then later making choices about whether to stay and go to the sixth form or whether to go to college or whether to do an apprenticeship. That is not happening at the moment in all schools. In some schools it's happening very well and the National Careers Service does a very good job online and through its telephone service, and we're asking them to focus more on young people. But we're not there yet, and we're looking very closely at how can we actually make schools in a sense more porous, more open, and to get businesses involved directly in every school so that young people hear firsthand what are the things that local employers value, what are the routes through life, apprenticeships, traineeships and the like, that will actually give people a fulfilling career. Obviously at the moment we're doing a pilot through the first phase of the Trailblazers of the new apprenticeship funding system, and that pilot does require a cash contribution 1/3 from employers, and I think it's right that we're trialling this and that we're looking at this. But we do have to be honest with ourselves. The employers involved are a very particular kind of employer, and the apprenticeship standards involved are a particular kind of apprenticeship standard. And I do not want to introduce any changes that gives any company out there, however small, that isn't currently doing an apprenticeship, that gives them any reason to say, oh no, that's not for me. I don't want anything in there that is off-putting to people who aren't currently doing apprenticeships. And as somebody who ran a manufacturing business myself, I know that when you take on a young person, however motivated, when you take on a young person with no experience of work, there is already a huge commitment by the employer. There's a huge commitment by supervisory staff, by management. There's a commitment in terms of slowing down the machines so that you can teach them how they operate. You're already making a huge investment even before you've signed a single check. So I don't want to be making any requirements that are going to reduce the number of employers who want to provide apprenticeships.